there we are, welcome back. Okay, you know what we've got to do today. No need for a long-winded intro. I've got to drill 4 holes, tap 2 holes, cut 2 French tube holes, cut 1 slot and trim off that front. I've got a 4-hour split shift lunch break. It's 10 to 10 now. I'm back to work at 2 o'clock. Let's see how much I can get done. Wish me luck. Right, it's getting proper stiff now, this big solid panel. Right, okay, little test fit, there we go. Now that's the piece of tubing mounted exactly on its rubbers where it is, and you can see straight away there's a gap here now that's developed, because as this is lifted up on top of the rubbers and the piece of tubing that were not there when I did the first test fit, the whole thing's lifted up, and as the tank curves away, it's going to form a gap, which is what I wanted to happen, and that's about 10mm thick at the front, so I just need to round that now and fine tune it later on. That's absolutely superb. So where that's going to bolt down now, that being higher by the rubbers and the tubing, some 2 inches nearly from where it was, now I'm sitting higher up, so in a wider gap. Also later on I'm going to have a seat pad on that, possibly 3/4 inch to 1 inch thick memory foam pad with a leather cover. That's going to get me even higher up in this panel and even more into this open gap. So to answer a very common question that very many of you are asking, this is going to be big enough once it's all finished. But at the moment, when I first did that test fit, what was possibly misleading was that I sat right down on the panel, on the plastic, and also the plastic itself was right down on the metal. So it was really deep, and as it's a kind of V shape, it was a bit snug. So donuts to one side, I'm still going to have a big enough gap to sit in when the time comes. Right, next thing, do some French. I'm going to cut these holes out, just enlarge them out so those French tubes can go down inside them, and that will give me access to put the bolts down through, because obviously the bolts don't want to rest on the top here because they're up on your legs. So let's get that done. Right, there we are, another chunk of progress today, 3.5 hours. It's now 20 to 2, that took longer than expected as usual, and at least I've got a decent bit of progress done. Today has been cutting those through, trimming out the underside and quenching in the tubes on top. I would normally have sanded those off next and flushed them so they look really nice with a sander, but the resin's still sticky and hot, so there's no point. I can't do that. I've got to get back to work. If I wasn't working today, I'd have given it a couple of hours, come back and then sanding them off. It's just the way it goes. I have to juggle this with a day job. So that's that bit done. Now the front can be bolted down. Once I've drilled and tapped the structure, I can bolt it down solidly. That's that done. Then I can attack the rear strut across, which then means I can bolt the rear down, but there's quite a lot more to that because I've got to set the exact height of the tail and so on, which is why I want the front bolted down first, so I know that it's fixed in that plane. Then I can fix it in that plane. That makes sense? Probably not, but there you go. There we are. That's it for today. Can't do any more. Loads more to do. It's ongoing, so thank you for your support. I really, really appreciate it. Take it easy. Ride safe. See you for the next one at the weekend.